بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله الذي زين قلوب أوليائه بأنوار الوفاق وسقى أسرار أحبائه شرابا لذيذ المذاق، وألزم قلوب الخائفين الوجل والإشفاق، فلا يعلم الإنسان في أي الدواوين كتب ولا في أي الفريقين يساق، فإن سامح فبفضله وإن عاقب فبعدله، ولا اعتراض على الملك الخلاق. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، له الملك وله الحمد وهو على كل شيء قدير. إله عز من اعتز به فلا يضام، وضل من تكبر عن أمره ولقى الآثام. وأشهد أن سيدنا وحبيبنا وشفيعنا محمد عبد الله ورسوله وصفيه، خاتم أنبيائه وسيد أصفيائه. أما بعد، لقاؤنا اليوم مع بداية برامج التحضير لشهر رمضان، تحضير وإعداد العقل والجسم والروح. So today we are meeting, preparing our mind, body and soul for Ramadan. Our speaker today, Brother Shamsideen. So let me introduce our speaker before we start our seminar. Brother Shamsideen, he has been an imam for 25 years, and he has been to school teacher for high school and middle school for 37 years. Let us together welcome Brother Shamsideen. Assalamu alaikum. Yeah, it's yours.
Okay, inshallah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا من سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. Again, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, we want to talk about the reasons why we fast. You have to excuse my voice. But anyways, Allah Ta'ala has given us the reasons as to why we fast. And it's a very comprehensive situation that we want to deal with. Allah Ta'ala says, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون. So Allah starts out telling us, oh, you believe, fasting is a prescription. It's prescribed to you like was done for those who came before you. It's prescribed for those who came before us. And here's the message. لعلكم تتقون. So that we could acquire taqwa. Taqwa is an awareness. It is a consciousness that Allah Azza wa Jal, He says, Inna Allah khabirun bima ta'malun. He is aware of everything that we're doing. There's nothing that we feel inside of our hearts. There's nothing that we think inside of our heads. There's nothing that we do in the dark. There's nothing that we do in the broad daylight, in secret or in full view, except Allah Azza wa Jal is always there. He is aware of everything. So the object of fasting is designed to help us to understand that Allah Ta'ala exists and He knows. He's Al-Alim, He's Al-Khabir, the all-knowing and the ever-aware. With that being said, taqwa then, it is designed to help us avoid wrongdoing. Fasting, the little kids, they may fast, a few hours or half a day, whatever, but the deal is that, when you are aware of Allah Azza wa Jal, you don't think you can sneak and eat. And Allah does not know it. little kids, we understand they're just going through a training process. But with the adults, with the young adults, is a different story, a different flavor. The fasting period is designed to help us to overcome shameful and evil deeds. Fasting is designed to help us control our appetites. When we fast, you know, our stomach has two chambers, an upper chamber and a lower chamber. The upper chamber is designed to require for us to desire nourishment, chicken, you know, lamb, cake, ice cream. I mean, you know, for dessert, all the business, it's like, you know, our stomach craves and desires these things. We have another aspect of our stomach, and because of the audience, the older people have to read between the lines. So we look at the lower part of the stomach. It requires access to the opposite gender. If it's normal, that's the normal way of things. Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. So the other garbage, the other craziness is not included in what we're talking about, but we had to mention it because in this world, they want to make us as Muslims and people of sane-mindedness to think that it is not proper to talk about perverse, insane thinking and lifestyles. We should avoid those lifestyles clearly. Back to the point. The Prophet, he says, عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال يقول الله عز وجل الصوم لي. Fasting is mine. Fasting is for me. Out of all the aspects of the ibadah that we engage in, salah, zakat, hajj. Salah is the only one we can't show off for. We can show off making prayer. You have an older brother, he wants to get married to his sister. He wants to make himself look holy. Allahu Akbar. So he's making himself look extra holy while he prays. He's showing off for the Father. Zakat. You know, we hear in every Ramadan, we see people giving money. And inshallah, the intentions are pure. But some people might want to just show off. I give $10,000. That's two. Hajj. We walk around the Kaaba, labbaik Allahumma labbaik, hold on to the Kaaba, screaming, what have you, showing off, being excessive. I'm not saying that's the intentions of everyone. I'm just pointing out that people can show off with these other aspects of ibadah. But when it comes to fasting, only Allah and yourself knows whether you are fasting or not. So he says what? He says, as-sawmu li wa ana ajzi bihi. And I am the one, he says, fasting is mine, and I am the one that will give the reward for it. Yad'u shahwatahu wa aklahu wa shurabah min ajli. My servant gives up his or her, they give up their drink, they give up their desires, they give up their drink, their food, they give up their drink for my sake. He says what? Wasawmu junnah. Fasting is a shield. And for you young, older brothers and sisters, in your teens and 20s, I can tell you this. Now, today happens to be I call it my rebirth day. In that I became Muslim. I became Sheikh Shamsideen Abdu-rasheed, April 6th of 1979. April 6th of 1979. I was 18 and a half years old when I became Muslim. I was a teenager. You see standing before you a 60-year-old man. But prior to this date that you see me, I was a young person. I took my Shahada in 1979. And not long after that, fasting became a part of Ramadan came soon after in that year. I will tell you that I fasted 2 or 3 times a week. It gave me the shield to protect myself from my shahwa. It gave me ability to turn away and say no. So I'm saying this to say, Rasul says, "Wasomu junna," fasting is a shield. It will protect you. It will be of use to you if you use it. If we use or take advantage of the fasting period. You see? He says, "Wasaimi farhatan." Reason why we fast. This is some reasons why we fast. We'll get we'll be happy on 2 occasions. We'll be rewarded for 2 reasons. Farhatun hina yuftir. You know, you hear the adhan, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. The little kids are running to try to go and get some food, whatever. People say they can't wait to eat. There's a happiness and a joy to eat. And he says what? وَفَرْحَةٌ حِينَ يَلْقَى رَبَّهُ. And the time when we will meet our Lord, that'll be another joy. So, in other words, we will have the joy of meeting our Lord, of seeing who we did all this for. Understand something. Allah Ta'ala will make himself visible to us. Okay? And that's one of the greatest, that is the greatest reward of paradise, actually. Let's understand that part here, okay? So you want to meet Allah Azza wa Jal. Fasting will help us get there. Now we're talking about the fasting mechanism. What is it for? It's for recreation. When I say the word recreation, most of you brothers and sisters think about, soccer, American football, basketball, maybe hockey, I don't know. But you think of some sort of sport, some sort of activity where you are enjoying yourself with volleyball, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, on and on and on. Recreation. But let's dig into that word recreation again. How about recreation? Recreation of what? The self. Full definition of recreation. Refreshment of strength and spirits after work. Okay? Origin of recreation. It comes from the word to mean restore, restoration. Restoration to health. You see? It means to make something from the past exist. In the past year, we have fought against our enemy, Shaitan. We have a Kareem that is with us, an evil spirit that is with us to give the waswasa, talking to us, talking into our hearts, in our sudur, trying to get us to do wrong things, like smoking cigarettes, like drugs and alcohol, like the opposite gender, chasing the opposite gender without being married. And we can go on. There are many different things that have happened during the course of our lifetime, during the course of the year, saying bad words. We should not use bad words. Profanity. But unfortunately, living in America and in other non-Muslim countries around the world, profanity is normal. Acting crazy is normal. Smoking is normal, and it is haram. Just so you know. And by the way, well, if you can stop smoking cigarettes, this is the best time to try to smoke cigarettes. This is the best time to stop smoking. If you can stop between the hours of Fajr and Maghrib, you don't have to break your fast with a cigarette, by the way. It is haram, it's a drug. But that's not our message. Pointively, that is. The point is that we get to recreate something, get to restore something. What is it? Our taqwa. That's taqwa dhalika al-khayr. He says what? كُتِبَ عَلَيْكُمُ الصِّيَامُ كَمَا كُتِبَ عَلَى الَّذِينَ مِن قَبْلِكُم. For what reason? لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. So that we can be restored. So Allah tells us this in Quran. He says, فَأَقِيمْ وَجْهَكَ لِلدِّينِ حَنِيفًا فِطْرَةَ اللَّهِ الَّتِي فَطَرَ النَّاسَ عَلَيْهَا لَا تَبْدِيلَ لِخَلْقِ اللَّهِ ذَلِكَ الدِّينُ الْقَيِّمُ وَلَكِنَّ أَكْثَرَ النَّاسِ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ. He says what? فَأَقِيمْ وَجْهَكَ لِلدِّينِ حَنِيفًا. Turn your face towards Dinu Hanifa, the way of life that is upright and calls you to right-mindedness. But why did he say Faqim wajhaka? What's in your face? Right here, the nasiya, the front of the brain. With the front of the brain, you analyze whether you should do something or not do something. You see it, and it goes through. It goes right through your brain to determine whether or not it's halal or haram. Now, unfortunately, when we may or may not have strong taqwa at the time, so the devil will come and tell us to do something haram. Do it, and then your good self, it says, don't do it. You hear it again, do it, and you go back, don't do it. Now, if your taqwa is strong, when you say don't do it, say I'm not going to do it, a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, a'udhu billahi min dhalik, and you walk away. As-siyam junnah. Fasting is a shield. It gives you that taqwa. It restores the taqwa. It says, فَأَقِيمْ وَجْهَكَ لِلدِّينِ حَنِيفًا. Watch this. فِطْرَةَ اللَّهِ الَّتِي فَطَرَ النَّاسَ عَلَيْهَا. The word Hanifa has another word in it, Hunafa, which is the natural inclination in the human body, in the human essence rather, in the human essence, in the human spirit, that's designed to make that person attracted to doing something good. There were no baby bank robbers, no babies born robbing the bank. Give me your bottle. That didn't happen. He wasn't toting some sort of pistol in his diaper. That didn't happen. Babies, all babies are born pure, clean, and good with the fitrah of desiring to be near Allah Azza wa Jal. Why? Because that's where it came from. When we first came down, we were in the company of Allah Azza wa Jal. When we left him, he kept this desire in us. He put this desire in our nature whereby we want to return to him. And how to return to him? Through ibadah. And one aspect of ibadah that helps us get a healthy understanding of who he is as-siyam, the fasting. So it says what? Come back to that nature that Allah has put upon us. لا تبديل لخلق الله ذلك الدين القيم. You cannot alter or change the nature of Allah that he's given to you. That means what? We gotta worship. Now either you're gonna worship him or you're gonna worship something else. But the natural inclination to worship, ذلك الدين القيم. That is the standard in religion. That's what we're supposed to be doing, worshiping him. And we get to that word in a minute about worship. So in this ayah that is 30:30, that is from Surah Rum, ayah 30, we are striving for purification and to rectify and reestablish our Islamic foundation. We're trying to attain the power to restrain from haram activities. We're trying to build up a force field, become superheroes in this world, because it is very hard for a young man and a young woman to make it through this life without the boyfriend, girlfriend connotation. Very hard. For those who make it, They were winners in this life, and they'll be winners in the next life. قَدْ أَفْلَحَ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ. There'll be winners in this life and winners in the next life. So Allah Azza wa Jal has given us this information that we should return to Him, that we should reestablish ourselves. Fasting helps us to reestablish ourselves. But fasting, 2-3 days, that's cool, that's nice. But Allah Ta'ala has established an institution. He says, شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان فمن شهد منكم الشهر فليصمه ومن كان مريضا أو على سفر فعدة من أيام أخرى يريد الله بكم اليسر ولا يريد بكم العسر ولتكملوا العدة وتكبروا الله على ما هداكم ولعلكم تشكرون. So we fast in the month of Ramadan, which is a 29 30-day process. It has been proven scientifically that when you go through a process routinely, a routine process for 29 to 30 days, it alters your thinking. It alters your emotions in your heart. It changes, it brings about change. So what Allah said, He says, شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس. The Quran was sent down in the month of Ramadan as a guide to Linnas, not lil mu'mineen, not lil muslimin, Linnas, everybody. The Quran was sent down for everybody. And it is on us, us as Muslims, to make sure we can, be an example for those who are in our company, so that they will see the Quran living in us. He says what? وَبَيِّنَاتٍ مِنَ الْهُدَى. And it is a clear guidance. وَفُرْقَانٍ. It is a clear guidance. The Quran is clear. There are no missing books, no missing verses. We say ayat, we don't say verses. There are no forgeries. There are no things that were made up and put into the Quran. The Quran is clean and pure. And Allah Ta'ala has given us this Quran as a blessing. He says, Hameen wal kitabil mubin inna ja'alnahu Qur'anan Arabiyya la'allakum ta'qilun. Hameen, by the book that is clear, we have made it in Arabic Quran, la'allakum ta'qilun, so that you can understand. You hear aqilun, you hear ta'qilun, you hear aqala, brain. The Quran is designed that when we read it, our brain should become activated, engaged, so that we can hear the words of Allah Azza wa Jal, wa furqan, and a criterion whereby if anything is different from Quran, if someone's inviting you to something different from Quran, different what Allah Ta'ala says, you know it's wrong. You don't need all the details. You just need to know that XYZ was said by this person and is not a part of Quran. It's wrong. When he's trying to get you to do something that's haram, you use Quran as your compass. But man, shahida minkumu shahra. So whoever is a witness to the month of Ramadan, falyasumhu, fast in it. وَمَنْ كَانَ مَرِيضًا أَوْ عَلَى سَفَرٍ. If you are sick or you are traveling, عِدَّةٌ مِّنْ أَيَّامٍ أُخْرَى. Then make it up later. يُرِيدُ اللَّهُ بِكُمُ excuse me. Yes. يُرِيدُ اللَّهُ بِكُمُ الْيُسْرَ. Allah wants everything to be easy for you. Nice and easy for you. وَلَا يُرِيدُ بِكُمُ الْعُسْرَ. He does not want to be hard on any of us. وَلِتُكْمِلُوا الْعِدَّةَ. He wants us to complete the process of fasting. For what reason? وَتُكَبِّرُوا اللَّهَ عَلَى مَا هَدَاكُمْ. So we can glorify Allah Azza wa Jal. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. I'm very thankful for being Muslim. I don't have time to tell you my whole story, but I will just tell you this. I would have been dead a long time ago, living out there in those streets, being a bad teenager. All the bad things you see teenagers do now, I was a part of that and almost lost my life, almost died twice. Don't have time to go into the details. So, وَلِتُكَبِّرُوا اللَّهَ عَلَى مَا هَدَاكُمْ, that you glorify Allah for guiding you. I glorify Allah Azza wa Jal for guiding me. وَلَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ, and I try to show thanks. How do you show thanks? Yeah, Rob, thank you? I don't think so. Showing thanks is that you obey him, that you use the taqwa that he's given you. So as you can see through the whole month and process of Ramadan, it's an institution. Fasting has been institutionalized. It's been given a pattern, a set time frame whereby you can develop a new pattern of conduct. You can change how you walk, how you talk, how you think, how you drink. Everything can change with you because you are now in a different mindset. Now, I know you can't talk back to me and everything else like that, but just think how many times you were fasting, and fasting was over. Fast all of Ramadan. Fasting's over. We're in the middle of the next month. We're in the middle of Shawwal, and we're about to drink. We stop thinking that, I'm going to break my fast. We making wudu, some water, we try to get rid of it. Why? Because we think we're fasting. Point. A habit of mind is harder to break than a physical habit. When we have a habit of mind to restrain ourselves and stay away from things, that are legally good for us, there's nothing wrong with cake. As long as there's no pork gelatin in there, it's okay to eat the cake and the cookies and the ice cream. It's okay to drink the Kool-Aid, the juice, and the pop. It's okay to drink the tea and the coffee. It's okay to with the husband and wife to do what they do. It's okay. But in Ramadan, everything is haram until the fasting period is over. Where's the wisdom there? The wisdom is this. If you can stay away from legal activities, fi sabilillah, for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal, then it becomes much easier to stay away from haram activities. Fi sabil shaitan, for the sake of the devil. A'udhu billah minhu. So we look at some things we need to do along with the fasting. So it says what? Utlu ma uhiya ilayka min al-kitab wa aqimi as-salah. Inna as-salata tanha 'anil fahsha'i wal munkar wa la dhikrullahi akbar wallahu ya'lamu ma tasna'un. Now look at what Allah says here and see what we do. It says Utlu ma uhiya ilayka min al-kitab. Read from the book that was recited, that was revealed to you. In Ramadan, we try to read a juzah every day. We try to read one juzah of Quran. Okay? Not only that, if we didn't read it ourselves, we try to make it to the masjid for Salat al-Tarawih, whereby the imam, the sheikh, or the qari is reciting Quran with the intent of doing the whole juzah. In some masajid, they do the whole juzah each night. All right? So we're engaged in reading Quran. We're engaged in listening to it, but we have to read it so we can understand it. Because we have 5 responsibilities to that book. Believe in it, read it, learn it, live it, and teach it. believe in it, read it, learn it, live it, teach it. The only way we can do any of that is that we have to recite or read the book so we know what's in it. He says what? Waqimus Salah. Establish a prayer. Aqimus Salah means to pray on time. To establish a place to pray on time. All right? He says what? Inna salata tanha anil fahsha'i wal munkar. The salah will keep us from shameful activities. That is, boyfriend-girlfriend problems and perverse problems. Adam and Steve problems. A'udhu billahi min dhalik. Na'udhu billahi min dhalik. We seek refuge from that. Well, munkar. You know, you got Muslims, they sell lottery tickets. They play the lottery. They do many different things. They have restaurants, they sell liquor. They have stores, they sell cigarettes. And they'll say, well, this is business. This is not religion. One guy told me, I was at a gas station in Dearborn, and I saw this older guy. He was about my age. I was like 46 at the time. It was like 14 years ago. And he was my age, 60. That's what he looked like anyways. And I said, my brother, I'm sorry. I felt bad seeing you do this. I just want to tell you, you know, it's haram for us to gamble. And he told me, but brother, this is not gambling. This is business. I'm making an investment. You see? So that's munkar. When you rationalize wrongdoing, then that's evil. He says what? Well, dhikrullahi akbar. It goes back to taqwa. The greatest thing you can do is remember Allah Azza wa Jal. So we got two levels to this one ayat. One is saying read the book, and one of the nicknames of Quran is adh-dhikr, the remembrance. We're praying. That is also a formalized form of dhikr to Allah Azza wa Jal. You see? So Allah tells us this also as it relates to reading Quran. Because see, during the course of Ramadan, we are reestablishing, we are restoring our connection with the Quran and the Salah. You see? And so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala azza wa jal, yes. As relates to the reading, we get the connection on that level. We get to the prayer, we talk about that level. But let's go deeper with the prayer. Allah says what? He says, well, the Salah. Salah comes from the word silla. That's Sad, Lam, Tarbabuta. It means to connect. So prayer is a means whereby we connect with Allah Azza wa Jal. Of course, we read the book to be healed, but we pray. I skipped the point here. When Allah says what? وَنُنَزِّلُ مِنَ الْقُرْآنِ مَا هُوَ شِفَاءٌ وَرَحْمَةٌ لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ. Okay, so we read the Quran to get our hearts healed, you know, so we be more, we have a stronger desire to ati'u Allah or obey Allah Azza wa Jal. And we establish a deeper relationship through the prayer. Because the word prayer, salah, comes from silla, which is Sad, Lam, Tarmabuta. It means to connect. And with the prayer, we connect. We develop more taqwa. We develop a relationship with Allah Azza wa Jal. Prophet said, he says what? He says, when the difference between a believer and disbeliever is the abandoning of the prayer. When Allah he met Musa, he told him this. Innani ana Allahu la ilaha illa ana fa'budni wa aqimis salati li dhikri. All right, so innani ana Allah. Allah introduce himself. La ilaha. Let's stop there on ilaha. What does that mean, ilaha? It means that no worship is being done unless it is done for Allah Azza wa Jal. It means no true lasting peace or contentment is found except when we are engaged in worshiping Allah Azza wa Jal. And there's nothing worthy to be in awe of. That was awesome. Nothing is more awesome than Allah Azza wa Jal. There's nothing worthy to be in awe of. They'll say that's awesome about. No, only Allah Ta'ala is awesome. Everything else, it just happened. It was nice, but it does not equal the majesty of Allah Azza wa Jal. And lastly, there's no one worthy to invest one's deep, intense love for, except Allah Azza wa Jal. So when we say, when Allah says, La ilaha illallah, La ilaha illa ana, that's what he says. He's telling you everything I just said. That there's no worship that is being done except it's done for me. That there's no peace or contentment found except with me. That there's no one that you should be in awe of except me. And there's no one worthy to invest your deep, intimate love for except Allah Azza wa Jal. Illa ana. So it says what? Fa'budni. In this word, worship, it means worship him with adoration, with love in your heart and obedience. It means more, but that's all we got time for. He says, Waqimi solata lidhikri, and establish prayer to remember me. Silla, connect with me through the prayer. And how do we connect with the prayer? Because we're all going to get to eat suhoor before Fajr. Watch what happens. We eat, we pray. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. It's time for Maghrib. The little kids are running. Everybody's trying to hurry them get in line. You know, pots are slinging around, dishes flying around the table. Because it's time to eat. But we take a date or 2 or 3, drink some water, and we pray, and then we eat. By the way, we shouldn't eat like pigs. I've been to places, you know, the masjid, guys, they have food stacked on their plate. I mean, stacked, layers of it. Wait a minute. They don't eat it all. They try to push it off on you and or throw it away. Or no, they're too ashamed to throw it away. They leave it on the table or somebody else will throw it away. No, brother, you got all that food. Whoever throws it away is because of you. You will still get the say for it. You will still get the sin for it because you overpacked your plate. Get what you're going to eat. If you want some more, come back and get it. But don't just pig out. So with the Fajr and the Maghrib, we learn to reconnect with prayer. We have such a tarawih going on. That's helping us to pray and all that business. You know, we got the taqwa developing through the prayer, more obedience, because we don't just break the fast. It's 10 seconds before Salatul Maghrib. We don't start eating, we wait until the exact time. Not before time, the exact time. So we're showing obedience to Allah Azza wa Jal. And the salat brings peace to us. SubhanAllah, I can tell you as a person who used to be a non-Muslim, I have never felt anything so great in this life except Sakina min Allah Azza wa Jal, except the peace that he sent down to me after making such a tahajjud and such a fajr. Or I might be driving down the street on Yom al-Jum'ah, and he sends that peace. And when I get that peace, I try to remember to make dua, because it's a special hour through the course of Salatul Jum'ah, Yom al-Jum'ah, that if you make dua, Allah will answer it for you. He will give you the answer to that dua. He will make it happen for you. So the point is that I felt no peace, and there is no peace except the peace that comes from Allah Azza wa Jal. Everything else is transitory, limited, and it has problems with it. We're coming to a close. So Allah Azza wa Jal, he helps us to reestablish the bond that we should have as a community towards one another. He says, وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا وَاذْكُرُوا نِعْمَةَ اللَّهِ عَلَيْكُمْ إِذْ كُنْتُمْ أَعْدَاءَ فألف بين قلوبكم فأصبحتم بنعمته إخوانا وكنتم على شفا حفرة من النار فأنقذكم منها كذلك يبين الله لكم آياته لعلكم تهتدون. Hold on to the rope, Jamia. Hold on to the rope, Allah. Jamia. What is that rope? Quran and Sunnah. لَقَدْ كَانَ لَكُمْ فِي رَسُولِ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ. In the example, in the conduct of the Prophet, we had the best example to follow. blindly or with knowledge. If we don't understand, we say, Rabbi zidni ilma, so we do understand. The point is that we have to band together. And he says, وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا, don't be divided. And remember the blessings Allah has given us, has put upon us, in that we were enemies to one another. And he brought our hearts together. By his grace. He put our hearts, he put ease, he put goodness in our hearts and unity in our hearts, making us one brotherhood, ikhwana, making us one brotherhood. وَكُنْتُمْ عَلَى شَفَا حُفْرَةٍ مِنَ النَّارِ, and we were on the brink of the fire. We were going to hell and burn. Inna Jahannam kanat mirsada. Hell is a place of ambush. We don't want to go there. The fire of hell is so hot it's black. We don't want to go there. It says, فَأَنْقَذَكُمْ مِنْهَا كَذَلِكَ يُبَيِّنُ اللَّهُ لَكُمْ آيَاتِهِ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَهْتَدُونَ. So he saved us. And this message it makes things clear to us. He says what? لَعَلَّكُمْ تَهْتَدُونَ, so that we can find guidance. So in closing, look at this little bit, I give the ayat, then we go over some things. The fasting that we go through is designed to purify our community, purify our brotherhood, help us to come together and stand for the sake of Allah, to do the work and the mission that we have in this life, to be messengers of the messenger, to be a messenger for the Rasul Salam. Take the message that he gave to us from Quran and let it be a living example for others in society. That's what should be done. That comes through our participation in the iftar and the tarawih and the daily prayers in general. It comes from us, taking care of each other's social needs. At the end of the Ramadan session process, we have the giving of the sadaqatul fitr, which is the sadaqah or the charity for those who need. And the sadaqah should be given ahead of time so the kids can come to Jum'ah dressed up. Also says when you come to any masjid, Surah Al-A'raf, ayah 31, yes, he says when you come to the masjid, come with your best clothes on. We should get our kids dressed up. We should buy our kids some gifts. Not, you buy Aisha little deli from the dollar store, you squeeze it one time, mama, and the head pops off. Eid Mubarak. Really? No. We should give the money so the parents can get a good gift for the kids. We should try to do what is right by our kids and uplift their spirit. Let the little kids feel the benefits of the fasting, especially at the time of the Eid. Let them feel it by putting gifts, give them hadiyah, give them a gift that they can touch, that they can play with, that they can see, not some cheap dollar store baby doll, mama, and the head falls off. No, they should get something, a bike, something. And wait a minute, when all that comes, they get some more. We have to compete against the devil. The devil has Santa Claus. The devil has Halloween. The devil has Easter. And our kids in public school, they love secretly Halloween. They love secretly Christmas. They love secretly Easter. Why? Because they get candy and gifts behind your backs. So you have a love in your heart, to the point some brothers have told me they used to celebrate Christmas. They do it with their sons and kids. Why? Because it felt good to them when they were growing up. But he was glad I gave the khutbah on showing how it was haram, so the kids would have a strong reference to say why we shouldn't do it anymore. The point is that our kids are being brainwashed. You little kids have been brainwashed, bamboozled. You've been taken advantage of. In your innocent hearts, these people come giving you candy and toys to make you like their holiday. No, as parents, it is a crime upon all of us if we don't give our children gifts at the end of Ramadan. So this is where we are. And I pray Allah bless all of us, that we do the best that we can. That is, at the Eid, we do the best with our kids, the best that we can do to make them feel happy. That we engage in this process of ibadah, this great process of restoration, of recreation, of restoring the spirit, restoring the will and desire to attain Allah no matter what. Barakallahu feekum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. That is all. I'll take questions if there are any questions. Or sister, you can take over and
yes. Jazakumullah khairan, Brother Shamsideen, for this valuable and useful lecture. We can have a question if there is any question. Anyone has a question? So boys and girls, you can go. I mean, I will open the mic for you. So if you have a question, you can ask directly.
Hi.
Assalamu. This is not church. Don't tell me hi. No, I'm just okay. Keep going. I like to joke around tonight, so I'm sorry. Okay. Hello. Marhaba. Assalamu. What do you need? What's the question? Open the steer you away.
Yeah, go ahead.
What's the question?
Yeah. Do you have a question? Yeah. Just say Assalamu alaikum and then ask your question. One has a question?
Me.
Yeah, go ahead. What's your name?
Ali.
Ali. Go ahead, Ali. Yalla, say Assalamu alaikum to Brother Shamsideen, and then you can ask your question.
Shamsideen, where are you from?
I am from St. Louis. I was born in St. Louis, Missouri, but I was raised in Detroit most of my life, like since 1963.
MashaAllah.
Alhamdulillah.
Salam.
Barakallahu feek.
Jazakallah.
Barakallahu feek.
Assalamu alaikum. I just wanted to ask you, what made you to convert to Islam?
Since I was a little boy, my great-grandmother, she put in me the fear of going to hell. And as I got older, I tried to be a Christian when I was a little boy. It didn't make sense to me. And I would ask questions and say, you can't ask those type questions. You just got to believe, you know. And here's a question I have for all of you, and I know all of you are intelligent, you know how to count. Good Friday just passed last week, right? Good Friday is supposed to be the day that Jesus got killed. He's supposed to have risen on the third day. What's 3 days after Friday? Yazin.
I didn't hear you well.
What is 3 days? Okay, the Good Friday was for the Christians, you know, because Jesus got killed on that day, all right, for the sins of the world. And he came back to life 3 days after Friday. What's 3 days after Friday?
3 days after Friday, it's Monday.
Monday. So where's Sunday come from? I know where it came from. It's from sun worship. But the point is that it's stuff like that. You're not making sense. It's not making sense to me. So when I became a teenager, I kind of drifted away from my true self. And like I said, I would always pray before I leave home. Back when I was growing up, you had literally 450 different gangs in Detroit where they would shoot you, kill you, rob you, and throw you in the garbage. This is how it was in the 1970s here in Detroit. Okay. Long story short is that I wanted a different life, and I saw the end of my life. I saw that I had no choice but to be Muslim, otherwise I would not live past 19 years old. And I took my shahada and I became Muslim. That's the short story. That's the short version.
Jazakallah khair for your time.
Barakallahu feek.
Do we have another question? Anyone has a question? So we don't want to keep.
Assalamu alaikum. I have a question.
Assalamu alaikum.
Aya has a question.
One by one. We'll start with Aya. So Aya, Go ahead. Then Ahmed.
How did your family react to you converting?
Oh, well, my father definitely didn't like it because he was a Pentecostal Christian minister. He definitely didn't like it, and he thought I was worshiping the devil and I was going to hell. That's what he thought. You know.
You're quite strong then, mashallah. You stuck to it.
بكل شيء عليم. إن الله على كل شيء قدير.
Assalamu alaikum.
Salam rahmatullah.
In Ramadan, do people give money, do they donate to help poor people in Ramadan to get water and stuff and supplies?
To get what now? To get?
So they basically donate money to give them supplies and help.
Yes. So alhamdulillah, everything you do in Ramadan, in your ibadah, is multiplied to great levels, to large numbers, beyond your imagination. It is al-ghayb to us. The rahmah that Allah Ta'ala will show us in us giving money or what have you, doing good deeds, showing kindness towards one another. All those things will be extra. You get the reward that will be extra, beyond your imagination. I see.
Noha? Noha, go ahead.
Now, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you, Imam. A question, please. I have kids that my daughter is 3 years old and she'll turn 4. I don't know how to introduce Ramadan for her. Any ideas for this special age that she's not good in talking yet, she's in speech therapy? I want to make the idea easy for her and so that she can love Ramadan. Unfortunately, as you said, she watched the television. She says Merry Christmas, although we never celebrated. She says Happy Easter. The last few days I turned off the television because she started saying Happy Easter. So I don't know how to get this in her mind, and I don't have any visuals like the Disney Junior and kids channels.
Well, a couple of things. First and foremost, and that is, we're not trying to get them to fast to feel Ramadan because she's a baby, but activities, her making some sort of gift for her grandmama or her grandfather, you helping her do something where she's enjoying doing some sort of activity that's related to Ramadan. My mother, when I was 4 years old, she taught me how to read and write before I went to school. And one of the mechanisms that she used was that she would take me to the restaurant downtown Detroit and make learning special for me. And so because I was eating food and drinking milkshakes and doing work and being rewarded, being kissed on the cheek by my mother, all that business, then it made me excited about learning, which also gave me the courage to become Muslim, which helped me to start memorizing Quran, quickly. And when I first started, and all the business, my point is that it's you, the mother, your activities with your daughter, making her feel special about doing things in the month of Ramadan that will stay with her for the rest of her life. So you find out, things that she likes to do, and then you can find things that you think she would like to do and make it happen for artwork, all that business. She wants something special to eat. What do you want to eat? What's your daughter's name? Sister Anuha, what's your daughter's name?
Maryam.
So Maryam, I'm cooking, but I will make you a special dessert. This is Ramadan. I should make something special for you. What do you want? And you make her a little special side dish, just to make her feel special, that this is, a special time. Things like that. And you can ask Allah to help you, guide you. But the big deal is make the time special, especially to eat. Get her a gift. Let's see who's
yeah.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh. why in Ramadan does people like do zakah?
Oh, so you know when we fast, we're hungry, and we can feel the hunger of others. So Allah Ta'ala has encouraged us to give the sadaqah, give the monies to help people. To like some people, they host the iftar at the masjid, you know, so that people can eat. Some people, they may not have enough money to make it through the month. And so this gives them a time to eat during the month of Ramadan, you know, the iftar, or like you said, like you asked, giving sadaqah, helping the people. All these things help the people feel better. And now here's the deal. When you help people to eat, then you get credit for their fast. They get credit for their own fast, but you get credit for your fast too. Let me see, at least 10 times the amount, because every good deed counts for 10, minimally. Yes.
Jazakallahu khair, Sheikh, for telling me.
Barakallahu fiqh, yeah, Ibrahim.
نعم إبراهيم. زهرة الخير. I think you are. Yeah, go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ana Yasmin.
Yes, ma'am. This is Zahra, Yasmin.
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 Yasmin, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Yasmin.
Why do we need to fast in Ramadan instead?
Okay, so we can get stronger on the inside. So for example, your mother, she bakes some cookies and the cookies smell good. You want at least 2 of those cookies. But she says, wait until dinner time. She takes a nap and goes to sleep. You're awake and the cookie is on the table. When you fast, you have the strength to say, my mother said no cookies, so no cookies. So you walk away from the plate. You don't eat the cookies because fasting gives you the strength on the inside to say no to the cookies because your mother said no until dinner time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Barakallahu
Barakallahu fiqh, Ustad.
What's Zaki? Yeah, Ukhti.
Yeah, Yasmin. Aisha.
Yes, hello.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Hi, I'm Aisha and I'm 9 years old and I would like to know how to get closer to God this Ramadan and let Allah be proud of me and happy with my activities.
Okay, so there are two things here. One, you do what he told you to do, which is for example, the 5 prayers. But the Prophet said that we get closer to Allah Ta'ala. He loves us more when we do things that he didn't make us do, like Salatul Tarawih. So when you pray extra prayers, like Salatul Tarawih, Salatul Witr, or Qiyamul Layl, or Tahajjud, you do any of those salawat, then inshallah, you get closer to Allah Azza wa Jal. The big thing he wants from all of us is consistency, that we do the same thing at least by making the 5 prayers every day. And then if we can, do extra credit. Just like on the test in school, you know, you're taking a math test. I'm a math teacher, by the way. So I give extra credit on the test. I put extra credit problems there. So if the kid wants to make more than 100%, I put extra credit there so they can make more than 100%. So the point is that the kids do the extra credit because they want more than 100%. So we want extra credit from Allah Azza wa Jal. We do more prayer beyond the farida to get extra credit from him and get close to him. Yes.
Tihani.
Barakallahu fiqh, Ustad.
Thank you. Yes, shukrillah. Yes.
Tihani Sulaiman. Tihani Sulaiman. Go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum. Can I please ask why do we need to pray Taraweeh?
Oh, because, okay, what grade are you in?
What? Excuse me?
What grade are you in school?
Grade 4.
Okay, so maybe I don't know. So how old are you?
9.5 years old.
So are you in the 5th grade?
No.
6th?
Fourth grade.
Fourth grade.
Mhm.
Okay. So your teacher, she gives you extra assignments to do, right?
Huh?
Doesn't the teacher give you extra credit sometimes? You do extra work, you do extra credit?
Yeah.
That's bonus, right?
Yeah.
Tarawih is bonus. Tarawih is extra credit prayer. So guess what? You can do 2, you can do 4. You don't have to do all 8. There's some masajid they do 20. You don't have to do all 20. No. Fattaqullaha mastata'tum. Obey Allah Ta'ala within your ability. So if you can only do 2, do 2. 2 is better than 0. And you build from there. Maybe do 4 the next time. You see? But do a little extra.
Barakallahu feek, Ustad.
وكذلك ما في مشكلة.
نازك.
What?
السلام عليكم first.
What happens if you, on purpose, you're a perfectly healthy Muslim and you don't fast? What happens on purpose?
Well, Prophet said, basically speaking, if you don't fast on purpose, you can never make up the days you missed. You just say, I'm not going to fast, I don't want to. You can never make those days up that you lost. You can never make them up. Okay? And if you are sick, be sure you are sick. Not, I'm sick. No. You really have to be sick. And I don't mean death sick either. You may have a nauseating stomach. Your stomach is nauseous. Okay, you sick. You feel like throwing up. Okay, fine. Maybe you don't fast. Maybe you have the flu or something, and you don't have to fast. You can make it up days later. But if you playing games, the only one that's being tricked is yourself, because Allah knows that you're really not sick.
أويس.
نعم. السلام عليكم. How can we make the most of Ramadan?
Okay. Pray with your parents as often as they pray. Read what you can from Quran after school. Read a little something every day. Read a little something every day. It was just one ayah. Read one ayah every day. Allah loves consistency. At least read one. You love it so much, you read 2. The Quran, it has a special quality. It means two things. The collection. The other one, intensive reading. That is, when you read it, you have a desire to read it some more, to hear some more. So when you start out with one ayah, eventually you're going to build it and go higher and higher. But at least start with one every day. In other words, stay in connection with your religion, with your religious ibadah. And inshallah, you will get stronger and you will make the most of this time. Control your anger. We have to all try not to get so angry at this time. That'll help us too.
نوران.
Assalamu alaikum. Sheikh, I want to read the whole entire Quran in Ramadan, but I don't think I will be able to do it. How can I get help from Allah to be able to do it before Ramadan?
Okay. A couple of things. You have the desire and you ask him to help you. That's number one. See, we say, Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. Iyaka nasta'in means we want his help after we ourselves have tried to help ourselves. He will help us when we're trying to help ourselves, right? So here's what you can do. You can try to read 4 to 5 pages after each prayer. From Fajr to Salatul Isha, if you read 5 pages, you'll read the whole juzah. You'll finish the juzah. Don't try to sit down and read it all at once. Break it up into pieces.
Jazakallahu khair, ya Sheikh.
Barakallahu fiki. Barakallahu fiki.
مريم نعس. مريم.
Assalamu alaikum. What is the best answer to tell my English friends that at school that I'm fasting? They're not Muslim.
Okay, so what I would say to them is, especially the Christian, you have the period of the Lent where you fast from different things. Well, we're fasting from everything for a particular time frame, from Fajr, say Fajr comes in at 4:50, okay, at 4:50. So from 4:50 to about 8:30, we don't eat. I'm just taking some numbers. Just say from 9 o'clock to 8:30, we don't eat. It's the same as what you do with the Lent, except that we're doing everything, you're just doing pieces. So it's a religious commitment that I need to do so I can get purified, just like when you do the Lent at church, you do the same thing to get purified. That's what I would tell them.
Barakallahu feek.
Wakidaliki.
Do we have any other question? Otherwise, we'll close the seminar today. So again, Jazakumullah khairan, Brother Shamsideen, for this valuable and useful seminar. May Allah reward you and accept it from you and benefit His servants and bring us and you together in the paradise. Inshallah, we will invite you in Ramadan, and we are happy that you will accept our invitation as today.
No problem.
Jazakumullah khairan.
Barakallahu feekum. All the kids who asked questions and those who didn't, Barakallahu feekum. And inshallah, hopefully, Sa'arakum Qariban, inshallah. We'll see you all very soon. Assalamu alaikum.
Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Barakallahu feek.
وكذلك.
Shukran.
شكرا لله. I'm going to turn this off.
Assalamu alaikum.
Salam. Trying to turn this off.
Barakallahu feek.
بارك الله فيك كذلك. I'm trying to